Greetings, I'm Steve Van Arisdale, editor of TheReeler.com, and welcome to ReelerTV from the Toronto International Film Festival. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're a New York film site. Why are you in Toronto? Well, there are a lot of really important New York films and filmmakers in Toronto this year, and we're going to be talking to some of them. And we hope you'll stick around. We've got some great names, some really impressive films we're going to be talking about, and I'm not going to spoil anything right now, but stay tuned to ReelerTV. Over the next few days, we're going to bring them all to you right here. So first up is The Brave One. It's Neil Jordan's new film, shot right in Manhattan, and it stars Jodie Foster as a radio talk host who is attacked viciously. Her boyfriend is killed, and she goes all vigilante on the streets of the city.
You know, the New York that is there now is not the New York that was there in the 80s, you know, but it's, it was interesting to present these series of events in a city that is ostensibly as safe as it is, you know, and it was, to me, it's kind of like a classic revenge story, you know, and it's a story that was of, what was of particular interest to me was the fact that Jodie Foster was playing the kind of part that Clint Eastwood has played all his life, really, you know, so it was an exploration of fear, you know, and of paranoia and terror, and, you know, how violence can take over somebody's life, really.
Were there any New York films that influenced you in the making of this and developing this?
I don't think that way, you know. I mean, I used to love Don Siegel's movies when I was a kid, and actually, there's one movie I was thinking was not set in New York at all. It was Point Blank that was set in Los Angeles, you know. That's, but I mean, there's obvious parallels to Taxi Driver, of course, because Jodie was in Taxi Driver. But I don't make films in that way, you know. I don't reference other movies or other directors in the work I do, you know.
Very rich tradition of New York cop film roles. You are a homicide detective. What were any influences at all?
No, Neil Carter was interesting. He was the detective that walked me through the precinct, walked me through the city of New York. He was also the same detective that walked Denzel for The Inside Man. So I mean, I was gifted and privileged to have that opportunity to walk with him.
Vigilante is kind of an unsympathetic character in a lot of ways. I mean, what are your feelings on Vigilante?
I think it was necessarily a vigilante role. I think she's playing more of a character of recompense. You know, she was looking to protect herself, not necessarily go get the people that did the harm. But when she found out that the city was no longer safe, then she felt like she needed to be a protector, not a vigilante.
Thank you. All right, we are here with Karina Longworth from Spout. How are you doing, Karina?
Good. How are you, Stu?
Just peachy. So, Karina, you just flew in this morning. You're here, and you've already seen some stuff at Telluride that's here at the festival. What did you see at Telluride that you want things audiences should check out here?
Well, the big surprise hit of Telluride was Juno, which is Jason Reitman's follow-up to Thank You for Smoking. It was scripted by Diablo Cody, who is a stripper turned blogger turned screenwriter. And it's kind of like the Superbad for girls. It's about a woman, a 16-year-old girl played by Ellen Page, who has sex for the first time with her boyfriend played by Michael Cera. She gets pregnant. She decides to give the baby up for adoption to Jennifer Garner and Michael Bateman. And an inappropriate love triangle ensues.
Oh my gosh! Say no more. Say no more. No spoilers. All right. So, what else was there? There's some stuff that's also at Toronto. There's going to be a New York Film Festival coming up soon, right?
Yeah. Well, one film that's going to be here and that was at Telluride was Redacted, directed by Brian De Palma. That got really mixed buzz there. Although I think it did pretty well in Venice. Another film is Margot at the Wedding, which is directed by Noah Baumbach. It's his follow-up to Squid and the Whale. It stars his wife, Jennifer Jason Leigh, and Jack Black and Nicole Kidman. I think all the performances are really strong, but I was particularly impressed by Jack Black. The movie as a whole, not so much. But I think it might be kind of an acquired taste.
Yeah. Are you a Baumbach fan in general? I mean, is this something that it was kind of a total departure from Squid and the Whale and Kicking and Screaming?
At the end of the Squid and the Whale, I was in tears, and at the end of Margot at the Wedding, I was just sort of shrugging. You know, it's kind of lacking in terms of emotional arc.
Got it. So now, if there is one title that you have not seen yet, either at Telluride or anywhere else that you're looking forward to at Toronto, what would that be?
It's definitely The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford. Did you see that?
I did see it. I thought it was excellent. Anyone who said it was less than brilliant does not know what they're talking about. It's great.
I'm so excited. I'm going to see it tomorrow.
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining us, Karina. You can read all her coverage of Toronto at her Spout blog and talk about all the Toronto films at spout.com. Also, remember to check thereeler.com for news, notes, happenings, updates of all the New York films here at Toronto. So I am ST Van Aersdale. We'll see you later. For Reeler TV, signing out.